Maybe we can find some. Maybe we can find some. Maybe we can find some.
We got this. Yes, we got this.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, what's going on, world? It's your girl, Shy.
And your girl, T.
And welcome to the CheyTeaPodcast.
Boom, bam. So, how are you doing?
I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
I had a long day, but
Working, teaching,
the grind don't stop.
doing your
baby.
thing.
Doing it out here. I always thought I could be like a rapper, like a freestyler, but that's definitely not a thing.
No, I could never.
It's not
Maybe a
thing.
singer in a past life.
I'm just a dancer. Let's not. But how are we feeling? This is episode 2.
We're feeling good. How did you think episode 1 went?
Honestly, it was good. I liked it. It was a little bit of a struggle for us to get the flow of things, but once we stopped overthinking, we got comfortable. We got some feedback.
Mm-hmm.
The last episode, the mic was in my face.
Yes, it's okay. We adjusted that.
So we adjusted it to the side now.
Yeah. Now you can see our faces, nice and clear.
Hopefully, babe, I hope this is right? Okay. All right. Cool.
Constructive criticism,
which we accept
mm-hmm.
because this is how the longevity of things are staying. They stay consistent.
Exactly.
Is when we accept that constructive criticism.
And we've grown up with that, so we're used to that. The constructive criticism.
Even as Black women.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be our topic today.
Yeah. Black women and our experiences.
Black women in the industry, the dance industry, music industry, just in the entertainment industry as a whole. Mm-hmm. I think it's very important that we have this conversation, especially during these times.
It is very important. So for you, what was it like being a Black woman in the industry?
When I was younger, I don't want to say it was difficult. Excuse the stutter just now, but I didn't want to say it's difficult, but it wasn't. I didn't understand it until I got older.
Yeah, it wasn't difficult, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah, I didn't realize that being Black, I was different. Mm-hmm. I went to a white.
Predominantly white school. And grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood.
Yep, and a predominantly white dance studio. I was the token Black girl in all of my dances. Mm-hmm. So,
and I think we can both kind of say that it was always that way.
Yeah,
it was always the one Black girl.
Yeah, it was always the one Black girl, one or two Black girls. But other than that, I didn't realize the importance of me and my skin color until I got older.
Right.
How about you?
Same thing for me. Like I was saying before, just being the token Black girl mm-hmm. in all of my dances. Mm-hmm. And you don't realize it until you're older. These things don't start to come to play until you're older and you grow and you learn and you understand more. So for me, that was it.
There are some positives to that. But I think that with the positives, obviously, comes
the
negatives. And unfortunately, in some cases, the negatives outweighs the positives.
100%.
I'm glad that we're able to come to terms with it, to come to terms with our colors, or the skin of our color.
Color of our skin, and understanding that this is the way that we were born and we can't change that.
Exactly. This is who we are. I'm glad that it is being a conversation slowly but surely. It's coming to terms. So I'm glad we're here.
And I think after time, we do see that there is more of a balance, but it's nowhere near where it needs to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Which I feel that balance is very important.
100%.
But like we said, the positives were good. We had some positives. I liked being the Black girl. Certain things where it was my time to show how we do
and you
things,
can play that role.
And I can play that role as a Black girl. I liked it. Because in some ways, you don't want to see someone mimic or mock I don't want to say the stereotype, but how a Black woman or person or human being would move.
Yes.
Compared to me not like making myself feel comfortable with that, if that makes any sense.
Yes, and it's better for you to play that role or for us to play that role because we've lived in the skin and we understand it, and we can really portray that message across to the audience.
Exactly. So that in some cases I enjoyed it, and in other cases I got a little bit tired of having to be the black girl. But
I think it does get tiring sometimes.
I mean, it happens. But there's positives. The positives, like we said, is we're having this discussion now.
Absolutely.
And it's being discussed. Somewhat. Kind of.
Kind of. But now I find that when we're in a room, it's getting better. And we do see multiple cultures and different ethnicities. And it's getting better in that sense. But like I said before, it's nowhere where it needs to be.
I feel like it's like a sprinkle.
It's a sprinkle.
It's like a sprinkle.
It's a dose.
Like, okay, we got it. Sprinkle this here.
Right.
Sprinkle this here.
Yes.
This there. Okay, there's your black folks.
And people are finally understanding.
Yeah. Now at least we can see more than one black girl on set for some cases.
For some cases.
But
emphasis on the some.
Some. Okay, some, not some. Okay, so the fact that we can see some of that now, it's like as if you're just letting the door open. You know, when you need to air the smoke out, air the place. Now we're just letting the door open a little bit now, but it's still not the way it should be. We should be outside.
Yeah,
like on the forefront.
I do agree with that. Now, do you find that when you're in a work setting or you're at an audition, that you can have these meaningful conversations with the people that are around you? Or does it get difficult?
It gets difficult. It's not something that is... It's not something that's understood. It's not something that is always acknowledged. It's like a little bit like, ooh, it's raining outside. Oh, yeah, it's raining.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Because I find sometimes when I get deep into those conversations, it almost feels awkward.
Yeah.
If that's the correct word.
It's awkward. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. It's
uncomfortable.
It's like the elephant is in the room.
Absolutely.
And like, we all see the elephant, but we're not acknowledging it. But with that, all of that being said, what are some experiences that you can say that you've had that have not been so positive for you?
There's been a few. There's been a time where I've been called out for being Black, and it was uncomfortable. But at the time, when I was younger and those things were happening, I didn't even understand. You know what I mean? So when people would say those type of things, it didn't resonate with me. But as I got older, I found it hurt me a lot more when those words were coming out of people's mouths.
Growing up in the recreational competitive world, it was different. And I think we didn't understand to the full magnitude that we were different like our parents did.
Right.
Our parents knew. My mom knew. My dad knew. Like, they know. Me being 11, 12, not understanding like why I can't have this, or why this can't happen for me, or why my hair can't be this, or why my hair can't look like this. Like, I was slowly understanding, and like, I don't want to say I wasn't accepting the fact that I was Black. I always accepted and knew I was Black.
Right.
But I was coming to terms that like, me being Black is me being different. And plenty,
that part,
majority of the, I would say, I don't want to say challenges, but the circumstances that we were faced, I knew I was Black.
Now, did you have these conversations at home? Because for me, I never had these conversations at home. It was never something that was talked about. And I feel like if I did have these conversations at home, I would understand a little bit more.
I had the conversation at home, but it was just very straight. You know, Caribbeans. It was straight to the point. You're Black. You're none of that.
Yeah.
You're Black. We don't do that. That's not how that goes. That's not how that works. You're Black. Like, it was always, you're Black.
Right.
That was just it for me. I don't want to like say it wasn't explained, but to some degree, like when it came to my hair, it was explained to me. I have a different texture here. You have different texture than other races.
Yeah.
Not every Black girl has the 4C hair.
Right.
Right? Like, you're a Black woman. You have different texture hair than I do.
Exactly.
But I didn't understand that part.
But that's not to say that I can still do the things that other people can do with my hair.
You can't. And that's another thing too. And that's why it's like acknowledging that was something that took me a while. Like I said, it was 12, 13 is when I started. But that's when you get into the age.
Right, where you start to do your own hair and you start to understand the texture of your hair.
I want to get my eyebrows done.
Right.
I want to change my hairstyle. I want to have longer hair. Like, that was my way of trying to come to terms with everything, but without being the adult. Like,
right.
I had to still be a child.
100%, yeah. And then in terms of like struggles, I found that was one of the struggles for sure, is with the texture of the hair in dance. Just because we always had to have the straight ponytail, the slick back.
The fights. It was a fight. It was a fight to, and mind you, I want to just make this perfectly clear. Short disclaimer. We didn't go to a studio where they were racist.
Right. No.
We never felt that kind of 100%. There were a couple of racist parents that say racist comments. I would say more so not racist, but very uneducated.
Uneducated and not understanding the words that are coming out of their mouth.
Right. So the fight was because they were uneducated and they didn't understand why I couldn't get my hair slicked back in a ponytail with a rat tail and have a long straight pony. Like they didn't understand that. I can't put heat in my hair and travel to all over the States and go swimming
South Carolina.
I can't go into the pool and then go. I can't do that stuff. You can't just put hairspray in my hair. Speaking of which, just hairspray just brought a quick memory. I remember one time someone put hairspray in my hair. One of the parents. It's like my mom. It was like an alert. Like she heard it from far and came bolting and got so upset.
But that's the thing is they did not understand that they could not put that on your hair.
Yeah. They didn't understand it, and they didn't understand the fight. Like it was a fight. We had to say, listen, her hair can't do this. Hair pieces, ponytails. The fight for me just to single braid my hair. Remember when we used to single braid it and leave the ends out?
Yeah.
That's what I had to do.
I know. And even in the professional world, I found that it would be the straight down hair, curled. And I remember just being like, I can't do this to my hair every single day. So I had to resort to something else. And that was putting weave in my hair. Because me doing that to my hair, heat damage, breakage, all of this. And it's just like people expect these things from you and they don't understand.
They definitely didn't understand. And that was the fight for it. And I'm glad that I don't want, like, we did win the fight in that terms of saying, like, listen, we're Black. This is what it is. There's certain different things where we won in the competitive recreational world, like even just our shoes.
Yeah.
Our tights. Beige tights.
But even then, they didn't have tights to match our skin.
No.
I remember dyeing them with, like, tea bags. I would put them in the sink and dye it with tea bags. Yeah.
Remember we used to do that with our foot undies? Oh, man.
Everything. Yeah, everything. But now it's good because they are coming out with things that are better and suited to different skin tones. But then it was a struggle.
And the studio now where we dance at, I love to see it. There are way more Black children in there, and I love it. I love it, and it makes me very happy. That's where I'm like, oh,
it's great to see that.
It's good to see that now. We went through that struggle, so they can be there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel that's a joy that it's gonna make me continue to accept the fact that like it's getting better slowly.
And I feel like now people are acknowledging when they have Black people in the room. And sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Do you have any experiences where you feel like they didn't acknowledge?
I don't want to say they didn't acknowledge. I just think that they tried to not give us our moment.
Okay.
And that's what fair. It was. It was not in just skipping a few years, coming out and just like as a Black dancer from a recreational background, competitive background into the Toronto dance industry. There's obviously a lot more Black girls, a lot more Black men, there's a lot more Black human beings. Like there's just a lot more out there. So it
For
was
sure.
great for me to see that. And I was slowly naive to things, but because of my past experiences, I made sure I was vocal.
Okay.
That was one thing I learned from being younger. I wasn't vocal because I didn't understand. I was scared. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes, and I didn't want to always have to pull the black card. Like they that's the terms that I would think I would have to say in that case. But anyways, long story short, I went to an audition in the city a couple of years ago.
In Toronto?
Yeah. And I remember seeing the choreographer put in a caption on Instagram, African Canadian female dancers.
Which is what they wanted.
That's what they wanted for the audition. Right. And I was amped. I wasn't amped because I'm like, ooh, I'm Black, I'm gonna book it. I was excited because I was like, yes.
Finally, it's a want.
It's for us. And I really was so excited. I don't think it's like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
I was so excited because I had the anticipation I was gonna walk in that room and I was gonna see all of my dogs. Like I was gonna see all of my people.
All the mandem.
And I was like excited. I'm like, I'm probably gonna meet more people. And at that time I was just more so into like marketing myself and just standing with my
Finally
people.
The numbers are reversed.
You know, rooting for the Black people. So I was rooting for the Black people. And I went to the audition and I saw all colors of the rainbow in there. And I was just like, no, wait a minute.
Wow.
And I didn't go in the room.
So you didn't go in at all?
No. I stood at the door. I saw it was at a dance. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I'm shocked. Like, what do you mean?
I didn't, honestly, something led up to it, the reason why I was.
Not that I'm shocked that you didn't go in. I'm shocked at what you saw.
Yeah. I was shocked too. But I was in an argument with the agency at the time about something else. And then like I was already like I wouldn't say in a bad mood, but I was pulling the negativity. I was like, yo, I'm gonna feel good walking in that room, seeing a room full of Black, strong women. Like that's what I'm here for. I go in the room and I didn't see that. So that's where I got upset. And I was I made a quick U-turn.
Did you tell the agency or you kind of just kept it to yourself?
Oh, no, girl. I told you I was going to be vocal. Right. So I told the agency.
Good.
And the agency response to me was, well, it wasn't just all for African Canadian women.
Then why would you make that the caption?
Well, they didn't make that the caption.
Okay.
The choreographer did, who was working on that particular movie. He made that caption. However, their response to me was, it wasn't just for African Canadian women. It was for complexions close to African Canadian women. And then my blood clot head was, what is close to being Black?
Yeah, what's close? What does that mean?
Because at the end of the day, you're Black, and I'm Black.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? I didn't understand it. I was very confused, and I just hung up the phone.
Wow.
I just said, okay, thank you very much, and I hung up the phone. And I was upset. And I think with that, and then also no disrespect to anybody that was in that room, because I knew a couple of girls that weren't Black in that room. And
and you don't know what they were told.
Exactly. I don't know what they were told. Yeah. But I didn't feel any way towards them. That's not your fault. 100%. You were told to go to an audition. This is an opportunity for you to book. What do you mean? Go. Yeah. You're supposed to.
Yeah. And those auditions are very hard to come by, I find, these days. So
especially in Toronto. Especially. So that's why I wasn't mad at the women in the room that weren't Black or brown. I wasn't upset at you. I was upset at the fact that it starts, like I said, it starts with the production, it starts with the casting, it starts with the agencies, it starts with the choreographers. Don't say you want something and then say, well, close to.
Absolutely.
What does that mean? So the Black women in the room weren't enough? That's where I got upset. And it was for a Black girl group?
Wow.
You can't tell me that.
Yeah, no, that's...
So I got upset. And to further down the line to see who booked the movie. Now, mind you, there were Black girls that booked, but there was
a few that weren't.
Yeah. And it didn't make any sense to me. Because even in the music videos, and they were a group that were pro-Black.
Yeah.
In the music videos, it was all Black girls. So why? I don't understand.
But then that's where it comes to, sometimes it really does be your own people.
And that too, because the choreographer was Black.
Right.
So if I'm the choreographer and I ask for Black people and I don't see Black people in that room, I'm getting upset.
Exactly.
I'm going to go to the agency to be like, Wagwan, why'd you send this? Why did you send them here? This is not for them. We're going to have another movie tomorrow for them. They will always have an opportunity, no matter what.
Right. And that's exactly, they will always have an opportunity.
We don't always get those opportunities.
We don't.
So that was a little discouraging, and that was my light that, like, it is what it is, and this is going to be my fight, and I'm in it, though, because I'm tough, and I'll fight.
Yeah.
I will fight to be in the room.
You will.
But I shouldn't have to fight to be in the room. That's the problem.
We all shouldn't have to fight to be in the room.
No. But I went on a little tangent because I got
that's okay.
Emotional, but I'm sure you share different experiences than I do.
And yeah, we were talking about that. We do share different experiences. Like, I've never had an experience like that when it comes to auditioning. Mm-hmm. I find that if I was in the room, I was always noticed in some way. Mm-hmm. And that comes with, I guess, being a lighter skin tone.
Yep.
And I know it's a very uncomfortable conversation to have.
But it's true.
Because when I look at you, I'm like, she's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Nothing.
No, seriously. And that's why it's so uncomfortable, because being a lighter skin tone, I feel like there is advantages.
Yeah. You do have advantages. There's different things where it's like you are being told you're too dark, you're too Black. Yeah. You can be closer to the... And
yeah, that's the other thing too. I can look like different ethnicities sometimes. Like, I can look Indian or Spanish or whatever the case may be. And it shouldn't be that way.
No, because you're Black.
We should all have the same opportunities.
You're Black. If you go look at a person on the road, you go up to a white man right now today.
They're going to say you're Black.
They're going to say you're Black.
Absolutely.
They're not going to say whatever. And if you go to like the new generation, they're going to say, oh, you're a light-skinned girl. Mm-hmm. But...
And mind you, I'm brown skin.
That's another thing too. Brown, like, it's just too much, and it sucks. But we do share different experiences. So I mean, it's the reality of the complexion. But at the end of the day, we are Black.
We are Black.
That's it. There's no light skin versus dark skin. There's none of that. Like, we're melanin.
Yeah. And it really shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be the texture of your hair. It shouldn't be the color of your skin. It shouldn't be you look like this or you look like that. It just should be equal. And unfortunately, in this lifetime, that's not the way that it is.
So what do we do?
I think we have to use our voice, and this is a great platform to use it, just to make people aware and educate people. And also, I feel that people should educate themselves. There's so many resources out there where people can educate themselves, and I feel like it's not up to us to educate them.
Listen, don't beat around the bush. White people need to educate themselves.
Yes.
We don't need to say people, because we know there's different races that understand. Asians understand.
Yeah, Spanish, they understand.
The Latinas and Latinos, they understand. Mm-hmm. Brown people understand. Not all.
Some.
Most. Yeah. Most. White people are not understanding.
Yeah, you just have to come direct with it.
And I'm nowhere shape am I even remotely close to being a racist.
No, we know that. But
majority of my students, it has to be said. Majority of my students are white. Places where I work, some places acknowledge it. They know. Some places are still learning, but they're open to learning. They're open-minded, which is great. But I'm not the source for Black people.
Right.
I'm not the Urban Dictionary. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry about it. No, I'm not sorry about it. I lied. I'm not sorry.
You're not the Urban Dictionary.
I'm not.
Yeah. And you can't just feel that your Black friends should be the ones to educate you.
I need you to pull up that one more time. Say it again, please.
You can't just feel that your Black friends are the ones to educate you.
Amen.
And Google amen again.
Listen, Google is available on every part of the world, okay?
Google,
read a book. Mm-hmm. Amazon Prime, Barnes and
Noble. There's a lot of resources. There's a lot of resources, and you have to utilize them.
Please use them. Now, I don't get offended when someone comes to me and says, hey, can you provide me more information on something?
Course.
I don't get offended by that. If you need more tools, or if this is the correct information you received and you just want to ask me a question, I'm not opposed to that.
Absolutely.
But I am not here to educate you. I'm not here for every need you need to know for Black people.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to be Black. That's who I'm here to be. I don't get to decide whether or not if I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be another race. I am Black.
This is the way you were born.
This is who I am. Nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
So,
yep, everybody has to do their part.
Everybody educate yourselves, do your part, use your resources, figure it out.
And just do better in general. That was like the saying of like the summer. Do better.
I think 2020 was the saying. Not even the summer. 2020 was the saying to do better.
And I find that people were doing a lot better, but then it comes to, I don't want to post this because I'm afraid of what I might look like. I don't want to post it because I don't want to make a mistake. And I find that that is a struggle for some people, even though they are trying.
Well, I mean, it is a struggle, but what are you afraid of?
Looking bad.
To who?
That's another thing.
Who are you afraid to look bad to? Being judged by your own race because you're stepping out and using your platform to be an ally?
That might be it.
Well, then
that is it.
Bun that race. The best way I could say that. I want to say something else, but you know, but like, what are you doing wrong? Who are you afraid of? Especially in this dance industry. This dance profits off of Black culture.
But I found that some people that I follow, some of my friends, weren't posting anything. And that was my assumption. That was because they didn't want to look bad in front of other people. Or they didn't want to say something because of what it might make them look like.
What do we look like?
Exactly.
We can't change what we look like. We can't prevent what we look like. We are going to be Black forever. So you can't tell me that you are afraid to be judged by someone else that's a part of your race because you choose to be an ally for me, who is going to be Black forever until the day I die. I can't accept that. I'm so sorry about it. I can't accept it, and you can't tell me I'm not a racist, but you can't, no.
That's one thing that we can agree to disagree, but we will never agree on that.
No.
We're not going to even agree to disagree on that.
No. I would say, you know what? You are entitled to your opinions. You are a Canadian citizen.
And be on your merry way.
Go about your business. I'm not going to argue with you. Mm-hmm. I don't have time for that. But that's where I get upset, is because I don't get to pick and choose when I be Black.
Exactly.
I'm Black forever. And I know you're not Black in terms of me speaking to other races. I know you are not Black, but that does not mean you can't be an ally, because when there's things happening right now as we're recording towards the Asian community.
Right.
And as Black people, we are standing with them. And we're saying, stop Asian hate. Mm-hmm. This is ridiculous. We get upset. Everything hurts us as well. Our chest is hurting us. We're just as upset. So we're not afraid to go on the forefront with them.
Right.
We're not afraid to grab our Asian community, friends, family, associates.
And when it comes to that, the numbers are there. The numbers are there.
So why are we not afraid to stand for other races, but other races are afraid to stand for us? For what?
I wish I had the answer. And maybe one day we will get the answer for that. But as of right now,
hey man,
I don't understand why.
I'm just going to keep talking. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep talking. And I'm not going to be afraid to use my voice.
Right. We can't be afraid.
No.
At this point, we can't be afraid.
What can, going back into the dance industry, in terms of cast and production, what do you feel can be some changes that can make it better?
Just giving us more opportunities. And when we're in the room, just acknowledging that we're there, and have more of us have the opportunity to be there.
Do you feel that's kind of do you look at it as maybe being pity towards us?
And that's the other thing. Kind of. Mm-hmm. It does feel that there's a little bit of pity, and I wish that wasn't the way. But at this point, we almost have to have that in order to get somewhere.
As long as it's not pity, it's not like it's being handed to us because we're Black.
And because of what's going on right now.
Exactly. But to make change, I would love to see more of us. I would love for an opportunity for Black women to outnumber the white girls. That'd be great to see.
And it's very rare that happens, if at all.
No, it doesn't happen all the time. It's always like you'll get 3 or 4, maybe 5 Black girls on set,
and then the rest.
And then the rest is, and it's funny because the other races say the same thing. There are a lot of different races that are actually standing in, especially in the dance community, especially in the community.
They're noticing what's going on.
They're noticing what's going on, and I just want to shout out to all the dancers who are standing with us and who have been holding our hands.
Right.
There's not a lot, but there's still a lot. There could be more. That's what I'll say. There could be more.
There's a change happening.
Yeah.
Even if it's late, there's a change happening.
But it needs to happen with production. They need to bring more Black girls on board.
When it comes to everything. Hair, makeup, all of that.
And let me tell you something. Now, not all Black people know how to work with Black people.
Right, because I've had experiences where they'll do your makeup and it ain't what it's supposed to be.
Let me tell you something. But that's because they're not used to it. That comes from production as well. If I am a Black woman who say the ratio is 8 out of 10 white women I've worked with, of course I'm going to be a little stale when it comes to working on my own skin tone because I'm not used to that.
Yeah, that's true too. So
that I don't blame them, but just because they're Black doesn't mean they know how to deal with Black.
Right. There's so many stereotypes.
That's what it is, and that's the reality. But I remember you saying something about the reassurance, about like getting your makeup and things like that done. What was that you said?
Even when other people are doing your makeup and they're doing your foundation, let's just say, and then they always have to constantly be like, am I doing this okay? Did I do your skin okay? Is that good? How does that look?
How does that look?
Yeah, like just making it, I feel like it's just like you're making it super awkward for me.
You're making it known that you've never worked with Black people before.
Exactly.
Like, don't reassure me. You should know what you're doing. You're a makeup artist. You're getting paid to be here. Like, you should know.
Like one time this lady was doing my foundation and she kept being like, did I do your skin okay? Does this look okay? I'm going to do this. Is that okay? And I'm just like, girl, just like do my makeup.
Just do it.
Enough with the commentary.
And it sucks that we have to always bring our own makeup on set. Yeah. Like we have to.
And I found that a lot of the times they'd be like, do your own base.
Yeah.
And then come.
And then come to them and they'll do your eyes. Mm-hmm. That's an everyday norm. We as dancers have to bring our foundation. We have to bring everything just in case.
Or even sometimes doing your own hair and then showing up. And then I'll just touch it up.
To be honest, because I'm so paranoid, I've been coming to music videos dressed and ready.
Yeah.
Hair, everything. You guys got makeup? Great. Mm-hmm. I can do it myself.
And even sometimes I found, like, they'll ask me, do you want to have your makeup and hair done? I'll just say, no, I'll do it myself. Just because I know what it's going to be when I get there.
You got to pick and choose when that happens, though. Because, not every music video I'm doing that. I kind of just, feel the room first, and I just kind of ask.
Right.
I asked for a music video I did in the fall of 2019. I cleared the room. I kind of asked. Like, oh, yeah, makeup artist is going to be there. When we got there was nothing for my complexion.
Wow.
I brought nothing.
No foundation colors for you.
That was the first time, I messed up. I only brought base, and I didn't bring anything else. And, that was the first time I messed up. And I thank God, one of the other dancers, they brought, their whole makeup bag and everything. Yeah. And we had to do our own makeup. Because there was nothing left and there was no time to do the dancers' makeup. Even though we're the focal point of the video. But,
right.
Hey, man.
Dancers are enhancing your video.
Yeah, we
make the music come alive.
That's what I'm saying. But no, who are we? Oh, do your own makeup. Okay, no problem.
Oh, my gosh.
Just do it myself. But the reassurance thing is definitely, it needs to be stopped. So
yeah, it does. It's uncomfortable.
Extremely. Let's do better.
We have to.
How do we do better?
Have these conversations, like I was saying before, making sure we're talking about it, making sure we're using our voice, letting it be known, because I feel like some people, they don't actually know. They're very naive and uneducated when it comes to this sort of situation.
Yeah, it's just utilizing your tools, not always having to look for answers from
within.
us. You know, you can read things, you can look up things. It's in the history books. Black people have been around for years.
Doing your part.
Just do your part. Read into things. Listen. Pay attention. See what's happening. The police brutality.
Turn on the TV. Turn on the news.
Just turn on CP24. Like, you'll just see it.
CNN. Television.
Just watch it.
Yeah.
And you can see it. And just understand why it's so important for you to be educated. Don't look for me for answers. Educate yourself.
All the time.
Strong. All the time.
No, I'm just like, don't look for answers from your Black friends all the time. Like, obviously, we can have these conversations together.
Yeah. But at least, like, it's like, okay, you're in school, you're reading something, you do a little extra reading, and then you go to your teacher and you're like, I read this about so-and-so, but
right.
Does this make sense? Because I'm reading this. And your teacher can be like, yeah, this is whatever. I'm having a difficult time getting to the answer.
Yeah.
The square root of whatever, but it's not equaling whatever. Can you
just help me out? Can you help me understand?
That is okay for you to come
What
to
are
me.
your experiences? What have you been through so I can be a better friend, be a better ally?
Yes, that's that. Yeah. Just know it. And don't be afraid to stand up and say something. Don't be afraid because social media might this and that and cancel culture. Please do not get me started on cancel culture, by the way.
That needs to not be a thing.
It's not a thing. No one can cancel you. No one can affect you in that way. Now, don't get me wrong. Social media is definitely, there are some bullies on that app. 100%. At the end of the day, opinions are not facts. So
opinions are not facts.
They're not. Always remember that and do what you have to do. And if someone has an opinion of you, great. Who cares?
Yep.
But don't be afraid to talk and say what you have to say, because these uncomfortable conversations are going to continue to happen, and we have to continue to have them, because it's not just uncomfortable for other races. It is uncomfortable for us,
for everybody.
It's
when you're living in the skin.
Again, louder, please. No, we need like.
When you're living in the skin, it's uncomfortable.
We need this,
and that's unfortunate.
We need to write down all these gems, girl. This is some Instagram captions.
Snaps for us, because baby,
we are out here. But yes, doing better, educating yourself, not being afraid to speak up. I think these are things that need to happen. Production teams, please just stop sprinkling Black people because you just want to sprinkle Black people.
Right, and having your 1 or 2 or 3
because of everything that's been going on.
Because it looks good.
Because it looks good. Don't do that. Just put more of us in the room.
Yeah.
Do your background check. Check your resumes. See what they've done. See what we've done. See what we've accomplished. See how far we've grown. See why we're here. See why we inspire so much. Why we inspire everyone. Why our culture inspires the world.
Everything.
Understand that. Then put us in the room.
Yeah.
Don't just put me in a room because I'm Black.
And that's also us putting ourselves out there as well.
Yes.
And loving ourselves so that other people can love us as well.
And it be your own people too.
It does.
Not all Black people. There's some, listen, I'm not gonna name no names, but there are some Black people that I swear they take off the costume and they're not Black. Candace Owens.
Not the name drop.
What? That's a celebrity. That's not nobody that's like out here.
Yeah.
She always fights with Cardi B. I can't stand that girl. You looked at me like it was somebody else. You got scared.
I was like, oh no, she did it. Here we go.
No.
We're about to talk about something totally different right now.
No, not that one. No. I know what you thought. No. Candace Owens is a celebrity, folks.
Okay.
She's a not so brave girl. But anyways. Your face dropped. Oh man. Okay.
But, yeah, it does be your own people.
It does. It really does.
Like, even the comments. Some of the comments that I've heard from my own people, I've never heard from another culture. And that's another thing.
And what's that comment, girl?
Saying, oh, you're whitewash or this and that. And we were talking about this earlier. Because
Talking
of the
white.
way that you talk. Yeah, exactly. You talk white or this and that. Just because you're educated doesn't mean anything.
But it's also something that we kind of had to do because in my experiences working before, like, dance was my calling, I was doing like 9 to 5 jobs,
Right.
call center jobs. And I had to cold call. And when I'm calling people, I have to put on that voice. Thank you for calling so-and-so. This is Cheyenne speaking. How can I help you?
Wow.
That's just how I had to do things. But that's because I can do both.
Right.
Now I can snap my fingers and tell you about your what's and not and all them things there. But I can also have an educated conversation with you. I can do both. That's me embracing myself and my culture. That's me embracing my education. That's me embracing my mother and my father teaching me this way and that way. That's all that is. That's not me being whitewashed. That's not me
or acting white, because I don't even know what that is.
I don't know how to act white. I'm black. How do I act? What? Listen, man. You see, you get me hot again.
Yeah. This can go on forever.
It really can. But I think we covered majority of our discussion, that our points of discussion. There are a lot more.
There's a lot more to be said.
I think for now, the best thing that I can say, what we've been saying, is do better. Do better. And that's on period, poo.
And there's so many ways we can do better. So let's get educated, pick up a book, use your resources, use the internet, because it's there. Social media even. Some parts on social media, not all parts of. Yes, some parts. But the resources are there. Yeah. And that's the answer.
And stop looking for your black friends for all the answers.
Yes.
All the time.
Period.
Peace out. Bars.
But, and that is episode 2.
I know, I'm saying, baby.
Wow.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You can find us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel where you'll be seeing the visuals of the podcast. And that is CheyTeaPodcast.
Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Click the notification button so that you get all the notifications when we post.
Oh, look at you with the bell button.
Bing. The bell button. Bing, bing.
And also follow us on Instagram and TikTok, CheyTeaPodcast. It'll all be here, YouTube viewers. You'll see it on the bottom of the screen, our names. Follow us there. We're getting really good at the TikTok.
Yes.
So show us some love, okay? Because it's not easy.
Follow us, show us some love. All right, that's it, guys.
That's it. We
Peace.
out. Bye. Bye-bye.
One more time. Bye-bye.